Many people have been talking about Christopher Quinten recently because of his reputation as an attractive and charismatic former 1980s idol. Fans are left perplexed as to what became of the charismatic man who formerly graced their televisions, as his transition is truly astounding. How has it evolved through time? You won't believe what Christopher Quinten has been through, from his heyday to the difficulties he confronts now, unless you read this narrative all the way to the conclusion. The amount of change in his life has shocked you. In the 1980s, Christopher Quinten was a household name in Britain, thanks to his television work. With his rugged good looks and obvious personality, Christopher captured millions as Brian Tilsley in Coronation Street. He added charisma and relatability to the program, and his character was beloved by viewers. Even when he wasn't on screen, Christopher was a star. Being one of the most famous faces on television allowed him to frequent glitzy parties, where he mixed with famous people and enjoyed the benefits of his fame. The archetype of a leading man, he possessed striking blue eyes and an air of self-assurance. Being in the limelight, though, is seldom as easy as it looks. As time went on, Christopher's struggles with his ascent to popularity started to overwhelm the glamour of his early days in the industry. Christopher struggled to keep up his success after leaving Coronation Street in 1989. His professional trajectory changed, and although he kept acting, the parts he got were less significant. It wasn't simple to go from having a famous face to a more subtle presence in show business. Keeping up appearances became more of a priority as his career declined. Even though Christopher's good looks had long been a source of admiration, the media and fans alike were quick to notice the changes that came with getting older. No one can handle this type of scrutiny, but someone whose beauty has been the subject of much adulation may find it particularly trying. People started hating on the once-beloved star because they were more concerned with his changing appearance than his actual abilities or achievements. Behind the scenes, Christopher was dealing with personal issues that were making his work life even more difficult. His personal life, especially his marriages, was often scrutinized by the public. He had a difficult time overcoming personal issues away from the spotlight, because his private life was frequently spilt across headlines as a former soap star. It was an ongoing battle for him to meet the demands of both his professional and personal life. The bodily change that Christopher undergoes is one of the most disturbing parts of his story. Fans who remember him as the handsome star of Coronation Street in the 1980s sometimes expressed disbelief at how much he has changed from his 1980s self to his current appearance. However, you must realize that his metamorphosis is a product of his life experiences and not merely the result of aging. The entertainment industry frequently portrays aging as something to hide or avoid, despite the fact that it is a natural part of life. People want famous people like Christopher to stay young forever, and his metamorphosis exemplifies this. There is so much more to Christopher's story than meets the eye, even though some may judge him only by his appearance. It delves into the themes of perseverance, surviving, and the difficulties of residing in the limelight. He shows us that being famous isn't easy and that even the most famous people have problems when they're not in the spotlight. Christopher has persisted in pushing on in spite of the obstacles. His personal life, particularly his engagement to a far younger woman, has brought him joy in recent years. Their publicized romance demonstrates that physical age has little bearing on what really matters in life. With the beginning of a new chapter comes an opportunity for Christopher to prioritize his happiness and well-being above everything else. Another lesson that can be learned from Christopher's story is the value of empathy. Understanding the hardships that someone has endured to get where they are now is far more difficult than passing judgment on them based on their outward look or the changes they have experienced. The scars on Christopher's face and the obstacles he has conquered are testaments to his tenacity and determination. Christopher Quinten's life is a striking illustration of the ups and downs of celebrity. Even people who appear to be invincible go through changes and obstacles in life, and his metamorphosis serves as a reminder of this. Life is complicated, and it requires strength to keep moving forward. This is a time for his 1980s fans to reflect on that. We appreciate you sticking around till the very end. Life is full of surprises, and our character is shaped by how we face adversity, as Christopher Quinten's story demonstrates. How do you feel about his metamorphosis? How do you feel about his unwavering determination? Post a comment telling us. To learn more about the influential celebs in our history, like, share, and subscribe to our channel if you like this story. You won't want to miss the next story, so be sure to stay tuned.